Hello everyone, I'm day weather meteorologist Don Day with your Public Lands Council weekly weather update for this November 12th, 2022. It's being brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors and WSR Insurance Services Incorporated. Well, it has been a little more like winter here recently, especially for you folks up into the Dakotas, up into Montana, parts of northern Wyoming. Seen some pretty significant snow and much colder temperatures and conditions. And of course, we have seen a real big influx of snow into the mountains of the west. Snowpacks are off to a really good start. And this pattern change is going to lead to a cold weather pattern for most of the central and western United States for an extended period. We're going to see mid-December weather here in the middle of November. It's going to be pretty cold and persistently cold from the Pacific Northwest through the West Coast, the Great Basin, through the Rockies, and into the Plain States. Now, it's not necessarily a type of pattern that's going to lead to a lot of snow, but scattered snows will be found across the central and west over the next week and into the Midwest and the Great Lakes in the northeastern parts of the United States as a cold Canadian air mass is overspreading the area, and this will continue to help snowfall in the mountains, but also this cold will maintain the snowpack that has fallen over the last 2 weeks in the Rockies, the Pacific Northwest. A really good start to the snowpack season. And you can see why. These are the precipitation totals since our last update. And look at all of the red and the orange and the yellows across the Great Basin. Look at the rain and the precipitation in California, and most importantly, the Sierra Nevada there, but also the high elevations of the Pacific Northwest and into the Rockies. And there's your precipitation anomaly. So anywhere you see green or blue there, for the week, that has been an above average week of precipitation. Snow cover has really expanded as well across Canada, many areas of the northern and western areas of the United States, and this is going to grow a bit with the cold air overspreading the region. Now, this is where we're going to be this weekend. We've got a little more rain and snow for central and northern California coming in with a small weather system, snow into the Great Lakes, very cold temperatures over south central areas of Canada, and some of that cold will be spilling into the central and western United States. Now, this is by Monday and the Tuesday. Cold air is going to be coming right out of northwest Canada into the central and eastern areas of the United States, and some of that cold also will break off to the west into the Great Basin. So this is going to lead to a very cold temperature pattern with reinforcements of cold. This is by next Friday. This is a winter pattern, what you're seeing right here, where the jet stream is taking a big ride up into Alaska, then curving south, carving out a trough across the United States, buttressed by a big high here in the Atlantic. So all the cold air in Canada just has easy access. It's like somebody opened the door, and cold air is going to pour into the central and eastern areas of the United States. These are the temperature anomalies by next Friday. Look at all that. Where you see purple, temperatures are 20 to more than 30 degrees below the 30-year average. So that's a really good way to represent where the coldest conditions are going to be. And if you look at the United States, just about all the United States, the lower 48 except Alaska there, is going to have below average temperatures. Very, very cold temperatures. Livestock interests need to be prepared for 7 to 10 days of below average temperatures across the central and the west. And even in the areas you're not going to think are going to be really cold, like Nevada and Utah, back into California and Arizona, you're going to be cold as well. And the cold is going to penetrate pretty far south and east. This is what the precipitation looks like, the heaviest in the central and the east. When you get these Canadian air masses, you don't have as much water in them. So you're going to get snow, but you're not going to get a lot of snow as the Canadian air is not as moist. But nonetheless, snow does get into the Midwest, Corn Belt, and Great Lakes. Maybe gets as far south as the Oklahoma-Texas border, into the Appalachians and into parts of the northeastern United States, and lake effect snows as that very cold air goes across the warm lakes will be producing more snow into the high country. So it looks like winter is here, folks. Our next update will be the 19th. Have a good week ahead.